never done this before. It's making me really nervous. All right, bueno, los verbos reflexivos y cómo utilizarlos. Los verbos reflexivos.
Reflexive verbs.
Eso es. Y ya sabes, las razones para utilizar son 5. Y en tu libro dicen 1 que es importante o 2. Y voy a darte 5 razones para saber más. So that way you'll know more than just the reasons that your book gives you. The number 1 reason, what are the verbs that your book gave you for reflexive verbs? Can you think of those? Like llamarse, to call oneself. Think of getting up in the morning.
Levantarse.
Levantarse. No, the L words. Levantarse. Bañarse, to bathe oneself. One more. Desayunarse. You know that these are reflexive verbs because of the last 2 letters are what? Are S-E. And then you see an infinitive like this, that implies it's a reflexive verb. Lots of people think of reflexive verbs as mirror verbs because they're actions that you do to whom?
Yourself.
That you do to yourself. And all of these things, I call myself, I get myself up, I bathe myself, I eat breakfast for myself. Those are all your reflexive verbs.
So
yes?
When you conjugate for AR, you put the O. So what's
yes.
the difference from SE and the O part?
Okay, the SE is the reflexive pronoun.
Oh.
And what happens is you would say yo, and the yo's optional. Me levanto.
Yeah, yo me levanto.
I get myself up. Or yo me llamo.
Yeah.
The reflexive pronouns. The reflexive pronouns are me, te, se, nos, os, and se.
Oh, okay.
And so you take off the se, and you can see that it's an AR verb. Now you've got double things to, well, you got 3 different things to balance. You have to check and see if it's a reflexive verb. You have to check and see if it's an AR, ER, IR verb, and then you have to check and see if it's a shoe verb on top of it. So you've got a lot of different balls to balance in this when you're doing it. There's 2 different ways when you're learning Spanish that you can do this. Your textbook chooses the method by which you learn the grammatical explanation, which is what I'm giving you right here. Los verbos reflexivos, los pronombres reflexivos, sacar SE, sacar or cortar AR, y entonces puedes conjugarlo. That's the grammatical explanation. The other way you can learn it is like when we do the flashcards and I show them to you, and I just give you that stimulus response so you get comfortable with it. I do it both ways because everybody learns differently. And one of the 2 ways ought to get you to where you need to be to use these comfortably. And you think in a sequential sequence, and you work your way through it, so you're probably going to do better with this method. And there's other people who would do better with just the flashcard method and working on it till they get comfortable with it. And then they just know it. Both ways get you to the same place, so they're valid methodologies. All right, entonces tienes que sacar SE y AR y cambiar el verbo para la persona. Como I get up, me levanto. How would I say, hey, what time do you get up? ¿A qué hora? Te what? Te levantas. And then I can say, Marco se levanta muy temprano esta mañana. Se levanta, etc., etc. Nos levantamos. Like at our house, we get up at 5:30. I don't know why. Os levantáis. And then say, levantan. Como eso. Bueno, todos estos verbos es el número 1 razón para utilizar el reflexivo. Number 1 reason for using reflexive verbs is for personal care items. I brush my teeth, I comb my hair, I get dressed, I put my clothes on, I take my clothes off, I feed myself. All those personal care items, cepillarse, llamarse, vestirse, they're all reflexive verbs, and that's the number 1 use of the reflexive verbs. All right, number 2 is for emotions. ¿Cómo te sientes? Emotions. Emotions. And it usually means I am getting. When you say, and this is what you want to write down, me pongo. Me pongo furioso. Me pongo furioso. No estoy feliz con esto. Me pongo furiosa. I'm getting angry. Any sort of emotion. You can also use the verb sentirse. Me siento. Me siento triste. I feel myself getting sad. I'm sad. Or me siento enfermo. I feel sick. Again, when you're describing some sort of emotion or in the process of, like becoming, or in a process. Hope I'm still on the screen. Ah, my hair looks bad on the backside too. All right, preguntas. And you can put any emotion behind the furioso that you want. You could do me pongo feliz. I'm getting so happy. I'm so happy. It would be okay. The third reason that I'm going to give you, and there's not a lot of these, is just for your career. Which I'm not sure how you spell career. Does it have 2 R's in it?
C-A-R-R-E-R.
Like that?
Oh, no, that's
No.
career.
E-R. 2 E's and 3 R's actually, career. When you want to say, I want to study to be a doctor, or like people are, well, because you're going to graduate. Don't people say, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you want to say, yo quiero hacerme. I want to make myself into, you want to be an engineer, right?
Yeah.
It's something hard to pronounce. Ingeniero. Yo quiero hacerme ingeniero. Yo quiero hacerme médico. Yo quiero hacerme doctor. Yo quiero hacerme veterinario. Notice that the me is attached to the infinitive.
Hacer. Hacerme.
Yep, because it's the yo form. I want to make myself into an engineer. I want to develop myself.
This is the only confusing thing about me for Spanish is that 4 words can mean a whole sentence to us, and it just doesn't cope with me sometimes.
I know. It's worse with the direct and indirect object pronouns. Those puzzled me for years, and we need to polish those up before you graduate. All right, the next one is a cute one. The next reason is what's called reciprocal, if I can spell reciprocal. The reciprocal reflexives are just the darling little verbs because they're the huggy, kissy, smoochy, lovey-dovey ones. For example, every morning on the way to school, I call my sister calls me, we call each other. Can you see where the action's coming back to the 2 of us?
Yeah.
We call each other. So take the verb llamarse, and how would I say we call each other? Nos, ya. It's nosotros, though.
Nosotros. Oh, your mom? Nos llamamos?
Yeah, nos llamamos. Yeah, nos llamamos. Yeah, nos hablamos. Yeah, we call each other and we talk and we talk and we talk. Nos hablamos cada mañana. Every morning I call her and we just yak and yak and yak to each other. These are reciprocal reflexives. I have some friends that I get together with. We buy each other presents. Take the verb comprar. Now, comprar is not traditionally a reflexive verb, but if it's a reciprocal reflexive, how would you say we buy each other presents with the verb comprar?
We buy, so wouldn't it be nos compramos?
Compramos. We buy ourselves presents. It's lots of fun.
Compramos.
But we like give each other presents, we buy each other presents, and we share. Now, the reason I said this was the lovey-dovey huggy verb is because if you're talking about 2 people, they say besan. Woo! They kiss each other, smoochy, smoochy. Because whom are they kissing?
Each other.
Each other. They hug each other, say abrazan. And then, of course, you know, all good things don't last forever. What eventually happens? They break up, they start to fight, say luchan, or say pelean. What's it for?
Senior meeting.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm going to stop this here then.
Can I go